Happening now, New York State tax receipts surpass projections, and $10 million settlement over unauthorized withdrawals, plus $12 million in assistance for struggling families with children.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us at West New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more coming up, but first, a riding lawnmower theft in the town of Carroll, Frewsburg, New York led to the recovery of the stolen property on October 17, 2023. In response to a theft report on Sandburg Road, Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation. The stolen riding lawnmower was recovered 5 days later, leading to the arrest of Joshua C. Warner, a 36-year-old male from Jamestown, New York. Warner has been charged with grand larceny in the 4th degree and issued an appearance ticket. He is scheduled to appear in the town of Carroll court on a later date. Well, in other news, on the morning of October 17, 2023, at around 9:13 a.m., Jamestown's first platoon officers were dispatched to an East Side residence following a domestic dispute report. When they arrived, they initially spoke with Justin R. Martin, 34, and a female occupant, both of whom expressed a desire not to press charges in connection with the incident. Officers subsequently departed the scene. However, less than 5 minutes later, at approximately 9:35 a.m., officers were called back to the same residence after a second 911 call. An ensuing investigation unveiled a troubling turn of events. Martin had entered a bedroom where he tackled the female victim to the ground and forcibly took a pack of cigarettes from her hands. Following the theft, the victim locked herself in the bedroom and dialed 911. Martin returned to the room and kicked open the locked door, causing damage exceeding $250. At this point, officers took Martin into custody, and he was transported to the city jail without any further incident. Subsequently, Martin faced charges of criminal mischief in the 3rd degree, grand larceny in the 4th degree, and unlawful imprisonment in the 2nd degree. Martin's case was presented in Jamestown City Court, where he was later released on his own recognizance. Well, in other news, officers were summoned to UPMC following a report of a severe assault resulting in significant physical injuries. The alleged incident transpired within a condemned residence. Subsequent to a thorough investigation, the condemned residence was identified, and officers conducted a clearance operation during which they apprehended Brian Carroll, the suspect allegedly responsible for the assault. Additionally, Kristen Dale was allegedly discovered within the condemned premises. Both individuals were taken into custody and subsequently transported to the city jail. Well, in other news, in a routine traffic stop on the afternoon of October 17, 2023, at approximately 11:13 a.m., Jamestown Police Department's Violent Crime Unit apprehended Andrew T.W. McFalls, a 32-year-old male hailing from Jamestown, New York. The stop occurred at the intersection of West 6th Street and Cherry Street and was initiated due to observed traffic infractions. During the course of the traffic stop, officers engaged with the sole occupant, McFalls. Subsequent to their initial interaction, a vehicle search was conducted, revealing a quantity of cocaine in McFalls' possession. The discovery led to McFalls' arrest without further incident. He now faces charges of criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 7th degree. As WNY News Now continues, New York State tax receipts surpass projections, and later, a $10 million settlement over unauthorized withdrawals. Stay with us as WNY News Now will be right back.
Coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
New York State Comptroller Thomas P. DiNapoli released the monthly state cash report today, revealing that state tax receipts from the first half of the state fiscal year 2023-2024 have surpassed initial estimates. The report indicates that the state's economy exhibited resilience, driven by continued job gains, wage growth, and easing inflation. Nevertheless, challenges including global unrest, labor strikes, and a potential federal government shutdown could potentially hinder economic progress and exacerbate existing budget gaps. Tax receipts surpass expectations. Through the first 6 months of the fiscal year, state tax receipts amounted to $51.5 billion, exceeding the July projections by $1.7 billion. This positive outcome can be attributed to favorable economic conditions that contributed to higher than expected tax collections. In comparison to the previous year, despite the promising performance, it is important to note that tax receipts for this period were $6.9 billion lower than those for the same period in the previous fiscal year, state fiscal year 2022-2023. The decline reflects in part this year's financial market volatility, as well as differences in how personal income tax credits were claimed in the previous fiscal year. In regard to personal income tax receipts for the first half of state fiscal year 2023-2024 reached $26 billion, falling just $49 million short of the division of the budget's updated financial plan projections. However, these receipts were substantially lower, amounting to $7.2 billion less than the corresponding period in the previous fiscal year. This drop can be attributed to various factors, including financial market volatility and adjustments related to personal income tax credits claimed under the pass-through entity tax in state fiscal year 2022-2023. With consumption and use tax collections, year-to-date consumption and use tax collections totaled $11 billion, surpassing the same period last year by 6.8%, or $698.4 million. This figure was also $105.3 million higher than the DOB's initial estimates. Sales tax receipts, constituting the largest share of these collections, increased by $563.1 million, or 6%. Business taxes, including pass-through entity tax collections, amounted to $12.8 billion. Although these collections were $129.3 million lower than the previous fiscal year, they exceeded DOB projections by $1.6 billion. And then the general fund balance. As of the end of September, the state's general fund closed with a balance of $48 billion, $3 billion higher than the division of the budget's projections. The surplus can be attributed to both higher than expected tax collections and lower than anticipated spending. New York State's fiscal performance during the first half of state fiscal year 2023-2024 has been better than projected, with tax receipts exceeding expectations. However, the state still faces a significant challenge due to the gap between this year's tax receipts and those of the previous fiscal year. Comptroller DiNapoli has emphasized the potential economic risks, including global unrest and a federal government shutdown, which may further complicate the state's budgetary situation in the coming months. Well, in other news, in a significant legal development, a multi-state coalition consisting of 48 state attorneys general, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico has successfully secured a $10 million settlement from payment processor company ACI Worldwide. This resolution stems from a 2021 incident in which a testing error by ACI resulted in the unauthorized withdrawal of $2.3 billion from the accounts of mortgage holders, including approximately $172 million from nearly 27,000 New Yorkers. The multi-state investigation concluded that the unauthorized withdrawals occurred due to significant defects in ACI's privacy and data security procedures and its technical infrastructure, specifically related to the SpeedPay platform. ACI Payments, a subsidiary of ACI Worldwide Corporation, serves as a payment processor for various third-party clients, including mortgage services. Notably, Nation Star Mortgage, also known as Mr. Cooper, offered ACI's SpeedPay product to its customers, allowing them to conveniently schedule and electronically pay their monthly mortgage payments through the automated clearinghouse system. The critical incident occurred on April 23, 2021, when ACI was conducting tests on the SpeedPay platform. During this testing, ACI erroneously submitted live Mr. Cooper consumer data into the clearinghouse system, resulting in the inappropriate withdrawal of mortgage payments from hundreds of thousands of Mr. Cooper customers on a date that had not been authorized or expected. In numerous cases, consumers found themselves facing multiple attempted mortgage payment withdrawals from their personal bank accounts. While the majority of these withdrawals were ultimately reversed or did not go through, a staggering 1.4 million transactions totaling $2.3 billion were processed, impacting 477,000 Mr. Cooper customers. Consequently, some affected consumers were unable to access their money and incurred overdraft or insufficient funds fees. It's important to note that impacted consumers have already received restitution from ACI and other related settlements. The settlement reached today is another step towards addressing the widespread financial inconvenience caused by this testing error. In response to the investigation's findings, ACI Worldwide is required to implement measures aimed at preventing any such incidents in the future. These measures include the mandate to use artificially created data rather than real consumer data when conducting system or software tests. Moreover, ACI must segregate any testing or development work from its consumer payment systems, ensuring a clear separation between experimental activities and systems affecting consumers' financial transactions. New York Attorney General Letitia James expressed gratitude for the collaborative efforts of her fellow attorneys general in holding ACI accountable for the harm and stress inflicted on homeowners. Well, in other news, the city of Jamestown is gearing up for its annual bulk trash electronics recycling Amnesty Day, scheduled for this Saturday, October 21st, from 8 a.m. to noon at Bergman Park. In a significant update, the event will now accept rubber tires, marking a significant shift in the items permitted for disposal. It's important to note that only rubber tires will be accepted. No rims will be allowed. For inquiries related to the event, residents can contact the Department of Development at 716-483-7542. However, there are strict restrictions in place, with certain items prohibited from being disposed of during the event. These include batteries, yard waste, as well as liquids or chemicals of any kind, including old paint. Organizers emphasize the importance of adhering to these guidelines to ensure the safety and effectiveness of the event. Jamestown residents are encouraged to take advantage of this opportunity to responsibly dispose of their old electronics and residential bulk trash. The event aims to promote eco-friendly waste management and maintain the cleanliness of the city. Don't miss your chance to participate in this year's Bulk Trash Amnesty Day at Bergman Park, where the community can collectively contribute to a cleaner and greener Jamestown. Well, coming up next, $12 million in assistance for struggling families with children. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. First, let's take a look at the updated I Love New York fall foliage map, which was just updated this afternoon. And the southern tier, most of the southern tier is expected to be just past peak heading into the weekend, although parts of Chautauqua County along I-86 are still at that peak point. So we still have some time to get out there and see some of those fall foliage colors before those leaves drop off the trees and then the leaves are left bare for the rest of autumn and into the winter season. Almanac for today made it to a high of 49 degrees yesterday in the city. Our low was 44 with not much sunshine to go around. Those temperatures have been held down by the cloud cover. The records for today, 82 set back in 1950. The record low of 20 set back in 1985. So while today was dry, although cloudy, tomorrow most of the day will be dry as well before those rain chances start picking up again. Not much rain to talk about through most of the day tomorrow, but 60% chance chance of rain by later tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, and then the rain continues to fill in by the time Friday rolls around, with an 80% chance of rain on Friday, and then Saturday about a 70% chance of rain as that widespread rain becomes more lake effect rain showers heading into the weekend. So let's time it out on Future Scan. Future Scan showing mainly clear skies tonight. I'm not buying it. Maybe partly cloudy skies tonight. More clearing could lead to some valley fog across inland locations, but any clearing we do get overnight and into early part of tomorrow will quickly lead to cloud cover building in through the afternoon, possibly a few showers, but the showers will really start to fill in later overnight Thursday and into the day on Friday as another system moves by the region and drags a cold front across the region by later on Friday into Friday evening. So your forecast for tonight, we'll call it partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies overnight. Valley fog possible across the valley locations. Overnight lows will range from the upper 30s across inland locations to the mid 40s near the immediate Lake Erie shoreline. Your forecast for your Thursday tomorrow, after some limited sunshine in the morning, the clouds will increase through the afternoon with a few showers possible across western areas by tomorrow afternoon and evening hours. Warmer tomorrow if we do get more sunshine, with highs projected to be in the mid to upper 50s to the low to mid 60s. It will also be a breezy day tomorrow with a south wind of 10 to 15 miles per hour. Possible gust upwards is 30 miles per hour, especially near the immediate Lake Erie shoreline. The rest of that 7-day outlook from Ultimate Solutions, so more rain in the forecast for Friday and into the weekend. Temperatures back down to near 50 on Saturday, and then we're in the lower 40s on Sunday. Overnight lows come down as well. Overnight lows Sunday into Monday only in the low to mid 30s. After some lake effect rain showers for Sunday, though they should end by Monday as high pressure begins to build back into the region and dry us out through the middle of next week, and then temperatures possibly by the end of next week could reach the mid if not upper 60s. Fingers crossed for that, because it's been quite chilly as of late.
Andrew, thank you. Well, New York State has allocated $12 million in federal funding to provide one-time financial support to low-income families with children across New York State. Administered by the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, this initiative, known as the Pandemic Emergency Assistance Fund, will disperse approximately $100 to households with children aged 17 and under that currently receive public assistance. In her announcement, Governor Hochul emphasized the success of New York in utilizing federal funds provided by the Pandemic Emergency Assistance Fund to assist some of the state's most vulnerable residents. The additional $12 million in funding, which New York qualifies for, is a direct response to the economic challenges that these families have faced due to the ongoing pandemic. This funding is intended to provide quick financial relief, helping them address their immediate needs. Payments are set to begin distribution on October 17th, with eligible families being notified via mail of their forthcoming assistance. Approximately 120,000 families with children meet the criteria for this support. The Pandemic Emergency Assistance Fund, created under the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, was specifically designed to aid families adversely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to federal guidelines, the funding is earmarked for issuing non-recurring benefits to households with children to address short-term situations or needs. Initially, New York received $128 million in federal funds through this program. States that exhausted their initial allocation, like New York, had the option to obtain additional funding from states that did not fully utilize their allocation, leading to an additional $12 million being made available for New York. Public assistance is a program that provides monthly grants to help low-income individuals and families meet their basic needs, including housing. It assists more than 590,000 New Yorkers who may be temporarily unemployed, unable to work, very low-wage workers, or households with children. The acting commissioner of the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, Barbara C. Gwynn, expressed her appreciation for these one-time payments. She emphasized that this assistance would help very low-income households better provide for their children during a period when all households face rising costs associated with basic needs. The Pandemic Emergency Assistance Fund has already had a significant impact, providing vital support to low-income New Yorkers. In February 2022, households enrolled in public assistance or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, received $140 for each child aged 3 or under to help cover the cost of diapers. In April 2022, the fund distributed $730 in food benefits to over 28,000 multi-generational households. These one-time payments helped more than 31,500 adults over the age of 55, providing over $23 million to families throughout the state. In May 2022, families receiving public assistance with a child 17 or younger in their household received a payment of $250 from the fund to assist with housing expenses, bills, and other essential needs. Approximately 110,000 households received payments totaling nearly $28 million, benefiting more than 216,000 children. In August 2022, over $44 million was distributed to help families with children on public assistance cover back-to-school and early life nutritional expenses. Payments totaling $39 million were made to the households of 184,000 school-aged children. Additionally, $5 million in payments were provided to households with children aged 3 and under, benefiting about 34,000 toddlers. In September 2022, nearly $3 million in payments were made to more than 2,700 older adults living in multi-generational households that received public assistance. The New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance also partnered with the State Office for the Prevention of Domestic Violence to offer financial assistance to low-income survivors of domestic violence. This collaboration led to the allocation of $12.7 million to support domestic violence survivors and their families. Well, coming up next, Reassure Clothing is set to open in Jamestown.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Reassure Clothing, the brainchild of owner Michael Johnson, is making waves as it prepares for its grand opening this October. Situated in a picturesque storefront reminiscent of a Charles Dickens novel, the business is set to deliver a sustainable and environmentally conscious approach to fashion in the heart of Jamestown. Since spring, Reassure has been meticulously setting up shop with the primary focus on the manufacturing and production of wholesale apparel crafted from recycled plastic and upcycled materials such as cotton. The company specializes in wholesale custom apparel, catering to businesses looking to personalize their garments with logos or unique designs.
And we provide, our services are essentially wholesale custom apparel with, companies and organizations' logos on them and any other type of graphic.
What sets Reassure apart is its commitment to sustainability. The business offers in-house printing and custom orders, and Mr. Johnson proudly states that their expansive mills and factories can handle large custom orders for clients not only across the country, but around the world. This impressive capability is bolstered by a substantial inventory of in-stock items, enabling them to cater to local customers while maintaining their wide array of services. Reassure's commitment to environmental stewardship extends to the very fibers they use in their clothing. The clothing they offer is exceptionally soft on the skin, with a thread production process that Mr. Johnson described in detail. From beanies to hats, these products are ideally suited for the upcoming colder months in Western New York. Although they don't manufacture fabric in-house, Reassure is actively working on a program to produce thread right in Jamestown. In fact, they already have a pilot program underway in the city. What makes Reassure truly stand out is its dual mission, to have a positive impact on the city of Jamestown and on the environment.
So, a lot of what you'll see, in a lot of clothing is made from polyester, right? So polyester is a form of plastic. So what we do is instead of using or making virgin polyester fabrics, we will take a substance like, or a material that already exists out there, because we have such a big plastic problem in the world, and there's so much of it in excess. We will take that plastic and grind it up, turn it into a pellet, and then those pellets are melted down again and extruded into a yarn, which is made into the fabric. So it's and we can do things not only like t-shirts, but we can make like beanies out of recycled plastic. This hat is made of recycled plastic. So it's essentially that's kind of how we do it.
By offering a unique blend of sustainable fashion options, Reassure is committed to providing the community with eco-friendly clothing choices while contributing to the global effort to reduce plastic waste and promoting recycling. Local residents and visitors alike are encouraged to stop by Reassure Clothing to support this burgeoning small business while experiencing the soft comfort of a recycled shirt or other environmentally conscious apparel. In doing so, they not only engage in sustainable shopping, but also contribute to the growth of a local enterprise. As October approaches, Reassure's Clothing's grand opening is eagerly anticipated. The store's focus on environmentally friendly fashion, commitment to custom orders, and the promise of soft, high-quality garments are sure to make it a unique and welcome addition to the Jamestown community. Reassure Clothing's strategic approach towards blending commerce and sustainability sets us apart as a beacon of change, demonstrating how local businesses can create a positive impact on both the community and the world at large. Well, that's going to be it for us today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're also on Channel 716 on Roku and at channel716.com. Thank you for watching.